welcome to another episode of Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's get into it. So, I was thinking about some of the best comebacks in Cowboys history. Okay. And what comes to mind is the 1979, the game in 1979, the last game of the season, where the Redskins played the Cowboys at Texas Stadium. And that game was for the NFC East. Okay. And the winner, so I believe the Cowboys were already in the playoffs. Okay. But the Redskins needed that game too to win the NFC East and get into the playoffs, right? So the game started out 17-0 Redskins. Then the Cowboys came back and put some points on the board, and they were down 17-0. Then it was 17-14 at the halftime. Then they actually took the lead. They actually took the lead in the third quarter. They were up 21-17 in the third quarter. But Redskins scored a couple of times, including on a long John Riggins touchdown run that put the Redskins up 34-21. Okay. They say this was Roger Staubach's last great comeback of his career. He retired after the 1979 season. Okay. So they were down 34-21, and Ron Spriggs, Staubach throws a touchdown to Ron Spriggs. Okay. And then Redskins had a 3rd-and-1, and they gave the ball all to Riggins. Larry Cole stepped up and made the play. Cowboys get the ball back. Tony Hill caught the game winner from Roger Staubach. It was a fitting end for Tony Hill because he had 8 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown too. Okay, so that was perfect end. Then I think about the Bills versus the Cowboys in 2007. Yeah. I actually came in late to her work that night. I was actually late for her work that night because the game was so close to being over. And I was sitting in my car listening to the game. So then I said, well, I'm just going to have to be late because this game is almost all over. And I want to see how this game ends. So I think we all remember Romo had 6 Tony Romo had 6 turnovers, 5 interceptions, a fumble, and a pick 6. 6 turnovers, 5 interceptions, and a pick 6. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he threw 2 pick 6s. Okay. So, and not only that, Terrence McGee also had a 103-yard kickoff return. Oh, we just couldn't do nothing right that game. But yeah, we were still in it. Yeah, we were still in it. Terrence Newman had a interception return, had the long interception return that had us up. Okay. Romo did throw a touchdown to T.O. late in the game, and they were going for 2. But it was knocked away, so we had to try an onside kick. We recovered the onside kick. Tony Curtis recovered the onside kick. And so we have a chance. And they complete a couple of passes. And on comes Nick Folk. Okay. And he kicks the game winner. Only thing about it is the Buffalo Bills, they call timeout. And so the celebration was on hold. So they tried to ice Nick Folk, which didn't work because he kicked the game winner again. And I can remember the reaction I had when I was in my car listening to the game. When Nick Folk kicked the real game winner, I went like, I let out, I was like, ah, yeah, yeah. I almost paralyzed my vocal cords because I was that happy that we won. Okay. And I remember Marvin Albert, who was on the call for Westwood One Radio. I remember Marvin Albert saying, "This is an excruciating loss for the Buffalo Bills." Yeah, it was. Because they were in charge that whole game. The Bills had played a pretty good game. Couple of pick sixes, the 103 kickoff return by Terrence McGee. Yeah. And I remember the Buffalo Bills receiver, Lee Evans. He was actually crying a little bit after the game. And I remember Terrence McGee saying, "This is a tough one to take because we made too many big plays in this one." Yeah. The Buffalo Bills made a lot of big plays, but that's just the reality of NFL football. Okay. And so, what other great comebacks? Apparently, I had to study a little bit more. Apparently, I got to study a little bit more. Game-winning drives. Okay, let's do that. I remember there was a game-winning drive that Aikman had versus the Broncos when we won our first Super Bowl in the 90s, our first Super Bowl of the 90s. He had a game-winning drive, and he threw the winning touchdown to Emmitt Smith against the Broncos in Mile High. So that was a game-winning drive, I remember. Let's see. I know Tony Romo had a lot. I remember the one against Detroit in 2007. When he led the Cowboys down the field and Marion Barber scored the game winner. Okay. I remember the one against the Vikings in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, through the winning touchdown pass to Jason Witten at Cowboys Stadium. Let me see. Romo. Aikman. Troy Aikman had a winning touchdown drive against the Chargers, week 1 of 1990. He drove the team down the field and he actually scored the winning touchdown when he scrambled into the end zone. Okay, so let's see, 1993, 94, 95. Since my brain is a little bit fuzzy from game-winning drives, maybe they'll come home to me later on. But the revenge game. Okay, what I say when the revenge game. Barry Switzer versus Jimmy Johnson. or should I say the Dallas Cowboys versus Jimmy Johnson when Jimmy Johnson left, okay? So it was 1996. Cowboys were defending Super Bowl champions, okay? And the Cowboys came to Miami to play the Dolphins. That was Jimmy Johnson's first year. And needless to say, we kicked Miami's ass 29-10. Yeah, so I know, I can only imagine how Barry Switzer was feeling about beating Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, I can only imagine how Barry Switzer felt after the hat game. Then, I believe it was Thanksgiving Day, 1999. This is when Chan Gailey was head coach. Okay. 1999, Thanksgiving Day. We shut out the Miami Dolphins 20-0. Okay. So, after Jimmy Johnson left, he was 0-2 against us. Okay. He was 0-2 against us. So, I guess you could say that is a small silver lining. Okay. That is a very small silver lining. I know we did win a Super Bowl with Barry Switzer, but I know we just weren't the same without Jimmy Johnson. But yeah, Barry Switzer won and Chan Gailey won. So Jimmy Johnson, when they left, the Cowboys went winless against us, 0-2, and those games were not particularly close. All right, that's it. And that's all for Classic Dallas Cowboys Talk. I am Sean Farrell. I am out of here. How about them Cowboys? Peace out. Many blessings to you all.